the character I dressed up as is the main character, and the way I dressed up as her is because her favorite weapon and the weapon she uses to hunt with is a bow, and I have a bow and an arrow, and I have an arrow too. So she basically she in the Hunger Games, in the arena, she uses a bow, and before she's in the Hunger Games, she uses a bow too to hunt animals. So the summary of the book is basically the main character is Katniss, and she's a teenage girl, and basically her father died in the mines. So they live in this place called District 12, and District 12 is they mine coal there, and then they give the coal to the capital, and it's the farthest district away from the capital. And basically they're one of the most neglected districts too. And so her father died in a mining accident, and then her mother became really sad and didn't really take care of the family. So she at a young age basically had to step up and start taking care of the family and being the mother to her own mother and her little sister named Prim. And so basically she starts hunting, and she hunts with this guy named Gale, and they hunt to make money and get food. And so she does a good job at this, and is her family is now fed. But she still has to take this thing called tesserae, and it's it's grain that they get. But the more grain that you apply for every single year, makes your chances of going in the Hunger Games higher, because it makes you have more lottery tickets to go into the Hunger Games. So the rich people who don't have to apply for that only have their name drawn one ticket for the Hunger Games, whereas if you have if you're poor and you need the extra food, then and you get the extra grain, then they put your name in the lottery more times. So basically before the Hunger Games, she sneaks out and hunts stuff and basically takes care of her family. Her little sister has a goat that they milk and they get stuff from. And then her little sister also has a cat that they hate, and she wanted to eat the cat. And there's this thing, the place where she sells all of the game that she catches is called the Hob, and it's basically an illegal market, but the government doesn't care, so they just let it slide, because the mayor and the people called peacekeepers and the people that are in charge like the market, so they let it stay there. And so every year they have this thing called the Hunger Games, where basically they had a war with the capital, the people, and so their punishment is they have to send 2 tributes every year from each of the 12 districts. And so basically Katniss's little sister Prim gets picked, and Katniss decides no, she'll die, so she volunteers for her little sister to go, she volunteers for herself to go, which is really rare, because in some of the higher districts they self-volunteer, but in District 12 no one volunteers. So it's the first time it happened in a really long time, or ever. And the other guy who gets like picked is this guy named Peter Malark, and he like is just a normal guy, but his like family are like bakers, and so they like make bread. So like he's like one of the well-fed people in District 12, because a lot of people are like starving and dying, and it's a very like dystopian society. But anyways, he's well-fed, and like Katniss knows him because he gave her a piece of bread when she was like starving and about to die, and like before like she figured out like how she could hunt and all that stuff. She was starving, about to die, and PETA like gave her like bread, and like cuz like and he got beat for it. Like his parents, like his mom like beat him cuz like he had a really mean mom, and the dad wasn't that mean, but like he like got like in huge trouble for giving her bread, but he decided to give her bread anyways. And so yeah, so she feels like she's in debt because he kind of saved her life. So she feels like she's in debt to PETA a little bit. And then so they both get picked, and then they go on a train. Like it's really, they have a bunch of really like fancy stuff and like this and that. Like the Capitol, like the people are starving, but the stuff the Capitol has is really nice. So they go on this really nice train. They meet their well, they've already met the district winner, like the winner of the Hunger Games from their district. Like they have like one, and his name's Haymitch, and he's like a drunk, and he's like really, like he really sucks. And so he basically is just drunk the whole time, and he's just supposed to like help them with stuff, but like he kind of does, but he does like a really bad job. And then they have their stylists. They have like a bunch of stylists and like a bunch of like people to make them look nice, and they're fed like more food than they've ever eaten in their whole life before, and all of that. And so they go on the train, and then they like go around the districts, and they see the other people who are getting picked. And then after that, they get to the Capitol, and they basically are training with all the other tributes for like a certain amount of time, like for like right before the Hunger Games. So they're training all together, and yeah, they're just training and getting better. And Katniss is really good with a bow, and is like, she makes like a big like appearance, like to the judges, like a high score. And they have a stylist, like one of the head stylist, Cinna. He does like a really, really good job. And